Still to come, community members say their goodbyes to two young children who were killed when an SUV plowed into their home. We're going to take a look at their memorial service. Also still to come on Mornings on Fox 11, as the floodwater clears and sparks, we're going to show you the extent of the damage and what officials are saying about the chances of it happening again. We have your local headlines coming up right after the break.
What about a Y section? You know?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't a C section. It was D section, row 8, seat
Yeah.
5.
You are watching Mornings on Fox with Bill Frankmore, Samantha Boatman, Melissa Carlson, and weather with meteorologist Tim Studebaker. This is Mornings on Fox.
And welcome back, everybody. 10 minutes after the hour on your Thursday morning. Well, guests of the Sienna Casino in downtown Reno are noticing a big change. The signs on the door indicate the gaming operations at the property have ceased. Now, last year, the property owner announced that they were entering into an agreement to sell the property. That sale was expected to close sometime this summer. However, the Washoe County Assessor's Office confirms no sale has been recorded so far. Grand Sienna LLC is being very tight-lipped about the identity of the new owners and future plans. The earlier news release says that there could be a partnership with an, quote, internationally recognized hotel and brand resort. One thing is clear, though, some guests were caught off guard.
So I've been coming here for a while, and I'm very surprised it's closed right now because we come here for gambling, eating, whatever.
Did you know their casino part was closed?
I did not know. It doesn't really matter. I got a pretty good deal online for them, and we drove here, so we can pretty much drive to anywhere.
Now, the property's owners say that a multi-million-dollar renovation of the Sienna could be in the near future.
Well, the community is saying goodbye to two children who were killed when an SUV plowed into their home. Friends and family gathered yesterday at a memorial service at the Little Flower Church in Reno to honor the lives of 2-year-old Sabadell Gomez Rubio and 4-year-old Desderi Candelaria Gomez Rubio. The Reno Gazette-Journal reports their mother, Alma Gomez, asked for forgiveness when she read the eulogy. Police haven't decided whether to file charges against the 66-year-old driver identified as Sheldon Berg. Witnesses say he was traveling at a high rate of speed and didn't slow down before crashing into the family's home. It happened about a mile south of downtown back on June 22nd.
Turning to crime news this morning, the man wanted for fleeing a traffic stop on Monday has turned himself in. 27-year-old Rupert Bowling is behind bars after he surrendered to police Tuesday. The Washoe County Sheriff's Office says that Bowling was originally stopped in the area of 7th and Klondike Drive in Sun Valley. They say he fled the scene in his car and then eventually ran away. Bowling faces a number of charges, including felony eluding, reckless driving, and 2 counts of child endangerment, because according to deputies, there were 2 children inside his car at the time of the incident. A man is in critical condition this morning after the motorcycle he was riding was hit by a car in South Reno. The crash was reported just before 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon near the 9500 block of South Virginia Street. Southbound traffic near the crash scene was restricted to 1 lane while investigators were on scene. The driver of the SUV was not injured. Police are asking anybody who may have seen this crash to contact Secret Witness at 322-4900.
Well, we were able to get even more stunning video from Tuesday's flooding in Sparks. Flash flooding overwhelmed several areas of Sparks, causing significant damage to some areas, including schools. Jerry Whitehead Elementary School was hit especially hard. Officials say water got inside the building and damaged about 11 classrooms. Sparks City officials say their storm drainage systems are designed to accommodate a 100-year flood event, but say the dry ground played a big role in how long it took for water to absorb.
We're certainly ready as we're going to be. You know, we have good, strong storm systems in place. You can't build and design something that's going to occur once in a decade or once in 100 years.
Now, if you see roadways that still need to be cleaned, you can contact Sparks Maintenance. For more information, just head over to our website, foxreno.com. Well, yesterday's severe weather caused a mudslide that closed highways 4 and 89 near Markleeville for several hours after noon after a thunderstorm rolled through northern Mono and southern Alpine counties, all near the Washington fire. The slide happened just before 5 o'clock yesterday evening, and crews were able to reopen the road in about 3 hours. According to the National Weather Service, heavy rain on the Washington fire burn could cause debris flows and mudslides could for several days to come. That fire is now 77% contained.
Well, the 4th of July, of course, a fun time to celebrate with friends and family. But remember, if you decide to drink, make sure you don't get behind the wheel. Sparks Police Department, along with other Nevada law enforcement agencies, are going to be looking for impaired drivers around the holiday and through the rest of the month as well. They say their campaign will hopefully discourage people from drinking and driving. A new report says that Nevada has seen an increase of 4% in traffic-related fatalities compared to the same time last year. Sparks Police say they want to reach a goal of 0 fatalities and would like everyone to follow the guidelines you see there on your screen. And speaking of the 4th, the Nuggets says they're gearing up to light the fuse for the 16th annual Star Spangled Sparks fireworks show this year. Nugget officials say everybody is invited to come celebrate with them. They've got the fireworks show. They've got a lot more activities there as well. They'll get to enjoy some tasty food, vendors, complimentary shuttles will also provide round-trip transportation from Legends to the RTC Centennial Plaza right there at Victorian Square. People should wait for the ride outside of Fuddruckers and Popeyes starting at 4. Parking at the event is limited.
Well, still to come here on Mornings on Fox 11, we tell you about a live competition going coast to coast looking for emerging artists. How you can watch painters create a masterpiece right before your eyes. Very quickly, make sure you download the new and improved free Fox 11 AM app for your smartphone and tablet. Remember, it's your only source for local real-time traffic updates. It's available on Apple and Android devices. All you need to do is search Fox 11 AM. We'll be back.
Eight, 9, 10. Good morning and welcome back to Mornings on Fox 11. A hot afternoon again later today, triple digits one more time before we start our cool down into the 90s by the time we get to the weekend. Scattered storms out ahead of us again this afternoon. We've seen them each and every afternoon. A couple of days ago, hard hit was Sparks. Yesterday, hardest hit was the burn scar over the Washington fire area. And, you know, who knows who it's going to be today. It is definitely random out there. They affect different areas at different days. Scattered storms continue across the area in the afternoon and evening hours, especially. I'm not sure what's going on today with me. 71 in town, partly cloudy skies, 6-mile-per-hour winds, 49% humidity. We'll blame it on the end of the week. It's almost Friday, guys. 68 in Carson City, 74 in Dayton so far, 55 in Truckee, and 59 in South Lake Tahoe. Again, some isolated storms will be out there, scattered as well through the day today. That's for northern Nevada. Right now, they're already going on over the southern part of the state. We'll continue to see moisture move on in with high pressure still centered off to our east. Hot temperatures still remain in the forecast. Isolated to scattered storms. Some of those storms could include some heavy downpours, gusty winds, lightning as well, even small hail, but they are few and far between. So they hit hard where they do hit, but a lot of us end up getting missed day after day. Downtown Reno basically spared yesterday afternoon for the most part, but other places did get hit harder. 98 in Elko, 93 in Eureka for the high today. Western Nevada, 90s, lower 100s again today. The hot temperatures continuing for us. 30% chances for most of us for storms this afternoon, 40% chance in the Sierra. Light winds outside of any thunderstorms, but of course, thunderstorms themselves do produce their own gusty winds that are variable in direction, so be ready for that if one comes your way. And I would say keep the outdoor plans as you head into this July 4th holiday weekend, but have an indoor plan in mind, a backup plan in case you do have to head indoors when a thunderstorm comes your way. Usually they're short-lived, so you might be able to head back outdoors afterward. Of course, if you can hear thunder, though, it's not safe to be outside. That does mean that you're at a risk of being struck by lightning. 30 to 40% chances for storms the next several days, decreasing into next week. Temperatures near 100 for a couple more days. Those will also decrease as we head into the weekend. Temperatures closer to average by the beginning of next week. We'll be right back.
And welcome back, everybody. Ultimate Painting is a live event. It's one that you need to see to believe, really. This is a quick event, but amazing. And basically, it's celebrating artistic talent with a bit of a twist. Painters create their best work in just 20 minutes. Here to tell us a little bit about this upcoming event and the competition, by the way, is Adam Whitney from Picasso and Wine. Thanks so much for being with us.
Well, thank you for having us.
Okay, so this is a very interesting one. Explain, what is ultimate painting?
Okay, ultimate painting is pinning 12 artists against each other, and they have 20 minutes to come up with an original piece of art.
So it's not like you give them, here is a bowl of fruits, paint it.
No, not at all. So they all use the same medium, which is acrylic paint, and they have 20 minutes to come up with something totally original.
So really high intensity for them, but also for the crowd that watches it happen. Talk to a little bit about
Oh my goodness. So the crowd gets to vote on who wins. What?
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like serious viewer participation here. You get to see it happen from beginning to end, the chaos that goes on, and then you decide.
Right?
At the end.
And sometimes you want to vote for the artist that uses their whole body to paint.
What?
Yes, it happened. Boobs and all. It
Bless
was
their hearts.
amazing. It was amazing. So we have some amazing artists from Reno that are going to be coming out for the competition.
Yeah.
Steve Avery, who won the competition last time, gets to come back and try to win to go to international.
How do you become one of these painters?
There is a huge process that they have to go through, and they have to be accepted by the ultimate painting community. So,
Wow.
yeah.
So it really is, again, just your community that's deciding, or not just, but that is the community deciding whether or not you become the next person up.
Right.
After they win here, what's next for them?
They get to go to Toronto, Canada, because who doesn't want to go to Toronto,
Canada?
I'm already there. It's beautiful.
You're dreaming of it already.
Right.
I'll leave you alone so you can continue with that. But real
Thank
quickly,
you.
let's get some more information in here. How can people get tickets?
Either on ultimatepainting.com or at one of our venues, Picasso and Wine, either on Vassar Street or at the Summit Mall.
And if you haven't been to Picasso and Wine, check it out. It's a great place to get together with friends, family, the girlfriends. Check it out. Enjoy a few beverages, if you will, and get your paint on.
Yeah, get your paint on. Get your paint on. Get your paint on.
All right, stay with us, you guys. We will be right back. Welcome back. I'm Melissa Carlson. Your time now is 7:28. We're joining you live from Mornings on Fox 11 with your News 4 update. Well, local seniors are getting a new way to stay healthy this summer. Washoe County and Catholic Charities of Northern Nevada are teaming up in a new senior nutrition partnership. The county serves more more than 335,000 meals per year to seniors throughout the home delivery Meals on Wheels program. Partnering with Catholic Charities is going to allow the two groups to serve as an extra 70,000 meals with some new additions. A hot meal or fresh salad is provided Mondays through Fridays at 10 senior meal locations. Meteorologist Tim Studebaker joins us now with a look at our forecast. Hi, Tim.
Good morning to you. Isolated to scattered storms again by the afternoon today. Same pattern we've been in for a while. Moisture already across southern Nevada. Will eventually see our own as we head through the day today. Now, they're isolated to scattered, which means a good chance you don't see one. But if you do happen to see one heading your way, head indoors. Lightning, thunder, downpours, gusty winds, and small hail are all possible with these isolated storms. 71 in Reno so far, 68 in Carson City, 79 in Fernley. A warm start to the day, going for 100 today in Reno Sparks. The cool down starts this weekend, though. Mid-90s by Saturday, low 90s for the rest of the 7-day. And that isolated to scattered storm threat is out there each afternoon until about Tuesday. News 4 heads back to the Today Show. Mornings on Fox 11. We'll be back after a break.
We are learning more details about the escape of David Sweat and Richard Matt. What made the two separate after they broke out?
Also still to come this morning, another shark incident off the East Coast. We'll tell you the stunning number of people that have been attacked in the last 3 weeks alone.
And Ryan Kern continues to give us a behind-the-scenes peek at the latest honor flight trip, including a first-hand look of vets at the Vietnam Memorial.
You're watching Mornings on Fox 11, connecting Northern Nevada.
And hey, good Thursday morning, everyone. 7:32 now. Hopefully your morning is off to a great start. And if you watched our sister station last night, News 4 at 4, 5, and 6, you saw that we were live from Art Town, of course, previewing all the great events that will be going on for the next 30 days or so. Best part about it, most of the activities and entertainment, everything's free.
Yeah,
500, nearly 500.
Yeah.
Concerts, dance, art, kids getting involved as well. Some great movies for them coming up too. Jungle Book is going to be coming up free in the park. Bring your blanket, bring your popcorn, under the stars, and enjoy the movie. A lot of other movies. Casablanca, I think, is going to be the first one that's coming up there. At the
Yeah, I'll be doing Birdcage. I think it's on the 24th. I'll be there with everyone.
Yep, I'm
enjoying that.
You know what's interesting? Last night when we had our live broadcast, Chief Meteorologist Brandon Woolley was in the river sitting on a rock. Did you see that?
Yeah.
That rock, usually underwater.
Underwater, yeah. Just goes to
So,
show just
morning,
how
Brad.
low our water levels really are.
And speaking of that, go ahead and continue.
Yeah.
I threw you the segue.
Thank you. Well, caught it, Bill. Thanks. It looks like residents are paying attention to those water restrictions in our neighboring state. Water use among people living in California dropped by 29% in May compared to May of 2013. That's after Governor Jerry Brown ordered communities to cut water use by 25% of those levels. California, of course, under a severe drought, so conservation efforts are being taken very seriously. Water agencies that don't cut back their water usage could be fined up to $10,000 a day.
Well, two convicted killers in upstate New York didn't stick together after they broke out of prison. The final straw was Mr. Matt getting drunk after they broke into a cabin. Gary Tuckman went to an abandoned trailer where Matt made his last stand.
It is one of the busier roads in Franklin County, New York, a road that had regular police patrols during portions of the 3-week-long manhunt.
Richard, Matt, and David Sweat spent a lot of time in the wilderness, but we know that on the last day of Matt's life, he wasn't in the wilderness. He was very close to hundreds of motorists here on State Highway 30. This is where he spent the last day before he was killed. This trailer, which is only about 100 feet from this road.
But it can't be seen from the road, although the road can be seen from the trailer. It's been abandoned for years. A state inspection sticker on the window is from 1998. Inside, it's dilapidated and smelly. Broken benches and tables. A sink area full of spider webs and insects. Silverware still sitting in a mason jar. A teapot on the stove. All in all, a very disgusting scene.
I don't even know if this door has been opened since this all happened. Take a look. Nothing. But there are a couple blankets in here.
On closer examination, they are sleeping bags. And on the side of the closet, a bunch of newspapers from 1994. Right across the street from this trailer lives John Shodat.
To my knowledge, he had been staying there a few days, and on the day after his birthday, on Friday, he decided apparently to shoot at a passing camper, probably to slow them down and maybe, commandeer it and take them somewhere, but they kept going.
The driver of that camper called police, and the trail got hot. Police were told that camper had been hit by what appeared to be a gunshot, and authorities had a big clue. They headed in the direction of the trailer. By that point, Matt had already headed back into the woods. He made a fatal mistake when he coughed, tipping police off to where he was hiding.
This is where police found Richard Matt and shot and killed him, about a 5-minute walk from the trailer.
And this was his final hiding place, only 200 feet from the people traveling on Route 30.
Well, and a coroner says that Matt's family will claim his body, even though they originally refused to do that. The coroner believes the body will be turned over to Matt's son.
Well, some 5,000 people have been evacuated from their homes after a train derailment and fire in eastern Tennessee overnight.
The police just came and knocked on the door and said they'd like to evacuate as quickly as possible because there was a fire.
Authorities say a train carrying a flammable and poisonous liquid jumped the track south of Knoxville. Just after midnight local time, the liquid caught fire, sending a cloud of toxic gas into the air. Several Blount County Sheriff's deputies were taken to the hospital after breathing in those fumes. They are all listed in stable condition this morning. The Red Cross has set up evacuation shelters at a local school and nearby mall.
Rescue crews responded yesterday to reports of another shark attack in North Carolina, this one in the water off of Ocracoke Island. National Park Service rangers and lifeguards found a 68-year-old male who suffered injuries sustained from the shark bite. Injuries were on his left torso, hip, and leg, as well as to both his hands. The man was treated at the scene, then transferred to a hospital, and like the other attacks, this one's said to be in just waist-deep water. Melissa?
All right. Thank you so much, Bill. Coming up in trending, is living an unbearable life a good enough reason to grant someone the right to die? Belgium officials answered that question for a young woman. And selfie sticks may not be welcome in a lot of tourist spots these days, but one house is now allowing it. More on that coming up. Stay with us.
Sooner or later, the three of us are going to be arrested for something, let's face it.
No, I don't want to be arrested.
Misdemeanor. I hope it's something small like misdemeanor.
Yeah.
Murder.
Something funny and memorable.
Funny and memorable.
Yeah. Something that has the late night talk shows, like the Tonight Show, doing a monologue on me. That's what I want.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nothing nasty enough that they cannot laugh at. We'll
Yeah.
be in trouble. We'll be in big trouble.
Something very controversial. Very.
I definitely am not listening to what Melissa was saying today. What is the first topic again?
Oh, this is the woman who wants to commit suicide.
Oh, right, got that. Okay, so
Yeah.
I think I read both
Euthanasia.
now. Yeah, euthanasia, and the other one is the inappropriate kindergarten.
Oh, I
Correction.
got some
Yeah,
real good
minor.
answers for that one. Boy.
Well, I agree. It's none of her business unless they're doing a study, which is still out of the question. You got to
Still out of
tell
the question.
people about that.
Yeah, in that context, right?
You might as well go ahead and ask. So what position was he conceived in?
Inside out. There.
Yeah.
And welcome back. Here's a live look outside to get you started on your Thursday. 71 degrees, partly cloudy out there. A little bit of a cloud cover for us to start off this day. Meteorologist Tim Studebaker is going to be joining us in a bit with a look at our full forecast. But let's go ahead and take a look at what's trending over on our Facebook page this morning. Doctors in Belgium are granting what some would say, healthy young woman the right to die. According to MSN.com, health professionals have given the 24-year-old the go-ahead to receive a lethal injection after spending both her childhood, she says, and her life suffering from suicidal thoughts. The girl says if she had a choice, she would choose to live a bearable life, but she says she's done everything she possibly could and has not been successful. Belgium passed a law, by the way, back in 2002 that states doctors can help patients end their lives if they freely express a wish to die because they are suffering from unbearable pain. Critics of this law say that there is no way for healthcare professionals to measure another person's mental suffering. Ask your Google Plusers, should depression be considered as a reason to have the lethal injection? Again, they are very different from what we have here in the United States, but that is what they're looking at. Kempton, what do you think? Do you think it's time to include depression? I think there's such a stance between depression and so many other illnesses that people say they're not connected. Cancer, depression, two totally different things, and yet a lot of people suffer from them just as much or the same, some would say. What do you think?
I think it sets a very dangerous precedent. To me, depression or other mental condition, it's a manageable condition like diabetes and many other things. And there are medications and there are ways to let many people who suffer from those conditions live a normal, healthy life. So, yeah, I think there's way too much and way past what it should have been.
Glenn, if this woman says, listen, I've been suffering all my life with these suicidal thoughts, I can't do anything about it, and it's become unbearable, does she have the right then to say, yes, I'd like to have lethal injection? What do you think about a doctor saying, okay, let's do it?
Well, I can understand any country coming up with the law, the idea that it's your life, you get to do what you want with it. You can even end it if that's what you choose to do. In this case, though, it doesn't sound like she has a terminal disease. It sounds like she's actually crying out for help for me, in which case I would go ahead and give her the help. So in this case, as much as she's suffering, I would try everything I possibly could to help her rather than granting her wish. It sounds to me like a cry for help.
And also, it doesn't say much in this article, at least, about what are the steps to go through with it, as in, do you need counseling, etc., before you can actually have this go through. But whether or not, if she has the option then to assist herself in taking her own life, because, you know, ultimately she could take it if she wants to or not. She really doesn't need the doctor's help. But in this case, it's more humane, some would say, if she wants to do it. Steve, do you agree with this?
No, I don't. Depression, I don't think, is a viable excuse, for wanting to terminate your illness. I mean, if you're terminally ill, fine. I can understand that. But depression, no. She needs to be put in a boot camp someplace, taught some discipline, get over it. It's a state of mind. Okay, that's all it is. It's just like most addictions. 90% of most addictions are mental. There's nothing physically wrong with the person except for you don't wanna. Discipline is what they need.
And discipline's what they need. Boy, I can hear the people that suffer from depression right now screaming at you, Steve. We'd love to hear what you have to say. You can go ahead and post your comments on our Facebook page. That is where the conversation continues. Sam?
All right, Melissa, thank you. Well, still to come, how to stay safe during this 4th of July holiday, as well as considerate of our veterans and neighbors. And also still to come, Ryan Kern continues to give us a look at the All-Vietnam Honor Flight Nevada trip. Stay with us, everyone. Mornings on Fox 11. We'll be right back.
All right. Okay, guys, I have to run, and I'll be back next segment.
Yeah.
See you guys in an hour.
Ladies.
Welcome back, everyone. Here is a live look of downtown Reno on your Thursday. Warm one already, 71 degrees at 7:47.
Pretty blue skies out there, too.
Well, all week long, we've been following the first ever all-Vietnam veteran trip to our nation's capital.
That's right. This morning, Ryan Kern takes a look at what it was like for veterans to visit the wall for the first time.
Time for you to rest.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege to welcome you to your wall. My understanding is that for most of you, this is your first visit.
Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund CEO Jim Knotts begins the ceremony at the wall.
Welcome home.
Followed by a speech given by Carson City Mayor and Vietnam veteran Bob Kroll.
2/3 of us are gone. 2/3 of us are gone. It's hard to think that way. When we see the wall, at least for me, there's a flood of memories that comes back, and I know that for every one of us, different memories are going to come back. And I think our job, if I can be so bold to say, I think our job as veterans, as we get older, as Vietnam veterans, is to keep that torch burning, to make sure that this never happens to another generation of folks, of people, of warriors that we send in harm's way, that we never, ever have them come back home to an ungrateful nation.
When Perkins was killed, he stepped on a landmine. He should have seen him. When Lenny was killed, we were down to 6 guys. We couldn't take on 20. But when Bones was killed. It wasn't right. Yeah, it wasn't right. 18-year-old kid.
Just remember, there was God.
Hungus is over there. Parker's down there. It hurts.
When you see the traveling wall, the names are much bigger, and it doesn't give you anywhere near the perspective of what we have here, and so many young lives that were willing to stand up for what they believed in. To me, it's an awesome thing. Makes me awful proud of what I did, just for the fact that I'm glad I chose my profession.
A visit to the wall by one of our Vietnam veterans or a family member is unique for every person. But the one thing that is common is it is highly emotional. There is just no doubt the emotional impact and the healing value of the wall.
On my way to Vietnam, it's on a Pan Am flight. Happened to know the stewardess. She gave me a stewardess pin. Sales pitch for Pan Am was, Pan Am makes the going great. And I wrote over the top of it, Pan Am makes the going safe. And I have had that pin for 48 years. It's sort of completing something in my life. It's now time to take it off my hat and put it on the wall.
The guy in our high school, he ended up being with the 101st Airborne, my outfit, and I wasn't with him when he died, but he was a trooper with the 101st, and that's all that mattered for all kindred, just like we are with all the honor flight here.
It's time I found good closure. Time for you to rest.
Those that had names, which pretty much all of them did.
In memory of those who died after the war.
That was the hardest part.
The death is not attributed
But they're strong.
to an actual incident.
They're very
in
strong.
Vietnam.
That was Ryan Kern again reporting for us. Frank in his chapter holding a fundraiser outside of Sportsman's Warehouse.
Yeah, money raised goes towards Honor Flight, and so many companies have contributed to keep the organization afloat, including Sheep Dip Nevada. To donate to Honor Flight, just head to honorflightnv.org. Tim?
All right, thank you, Sam. Well, 100 yesterday for the high in Reno Sparks. We're going for that 100 mark again today, and also those isolated to scattered storms are still in the forecast. We're going to talk about all that coming up. Good morning and welcome back. This pattern continues for us with hot afternoon temperatures as well as those isolated to scattered thunderstorms, some of those producing some brief downpours that can really cause some flooding. We saw that a couple of days ago in Sparks. Yesterday, the hardest hit area was over by the Washington fire, some of the burn scars, mudslides. Yeah, we've had it all. Although it's been pretty isolated in nature, what does fall is pretty strong out there. Afternoon and evening thunderstorms continue, scattered to isolated across the area for the next several days. 71 in town, a very warm start, partly cloudy skies, 49% humidity. It's on the muggy side for our area. 70 in Carson City, 75 in Dayton, 65 in Incline Village, 59 in South Lake Tahoe. High pressure to our east still pumping moisture into our area. We're seeing a little bit of rain and thunderstorm activity down through the southern part of our state right now. It'll take until about the afternoon to evening hours to really pick up for us here in northern Nevada. And again, it is isolated to scattered in nature, so you can be in one part of town, look across town, and you see a thunderstorm over there, but it's not affecting you. That's what we mean by isolated to scattered. We continue that pattern the next several days, and again, any of those storms could come with lightning, thunder, downpours, gusty winds, even small hail. So certainly head indoors if one of these is coming your way, but I wouldn't cancel outdoor plans either for the next several days. Just have a plan somewhere you can go indoors that is safe from the storms if they come your way. 90s to the 100s out there for the highs again today. Temperatures still on the hot side for a couple of more days. We will start to cool things off as we head into the weekend, but only relatively speaking. We get down to the low 90s in Reno Sparks by Sunday, so that's what I mean by relatively speaking. It is cooler, but it's not all that cool. 30 to 40% chances for thunderstorms this afternoon and for the next several afternoons. Not much in the way of winds out there as we head into the next couple of days, except in any of those thunderstorms. Of course, thunderstorms have briefly gusty winds associated with them. We'll continue the storm threat right through the beginning of next week, and also temperatures start to cool off toward average by the time we get to the end of the weekend. We'll be back.
Welcome back. I'm Melissa Carlson. Your time now is 7:58. We're joining you live from Mornings on Fox 11 with your News 4 update. But we were able to get more stunning video from Tuesday's flooding. that happened in Sparks. Flash flooding overwhelmed several areas of Sparks, causing significant damage to some areas, including schools. Jerry Whitehead Elementary School was hit especially hard. Officials say water got inside the building and damaged 11 classrooms. Sparks City officials say that their storm drainage systems are designed to accommodate a 100-year flood event, but says that the dry ground play a big role in how long it took for the water to absorb. And if you see roadways, by the way, that still need to be cleaned, you can contact Sparks Maintenance. Well, meteorologist Tim Studebaker joins us now with a look at what we can expect weather-wise for today. Hi, Tim.
Good morning to you. Yeah, we still have that threat for isolated storms in the afternoons. That includes this afternoon. Scattered to isolated storms later on today. Some of those could pack a punch like the ones that we've seen over the last couple of days. So be ready for that. Head indoors if one is coming your way. We do have some moisture out there in southern Nevada now. It's going to take till later today for northern Nevada to see any action. 75 in Dayton, 77 in Smith Valley, 70 in Southlake, and 79 already in Fernley. So very warm temperatures to start the day. Hot temperatures later this afternoon. That's really no different than the last few days. 100 the high in Reno Sparks today, down to 98 tomorrow, and eventually the low 90s by the second half of the weekend and the beginning of next week. News 4, back to the Today Show. Mornings on Fox 11. Back after this.
Hillary Clinton's 2016 presidential campaign is proving to be a financial success so far. How much money she's already raised.
Plus, parents are no strangers to filling out forms for their kids, but are they asking for too much personal information? Well, one mom is demanding her school district remove from their mandatory questionnaire.
You're watching Mornings on Fox 11, connecting Northern Nevada.
Good Thursday morning, and thank you for joining us here on Mornings on Fox 11, 8 o'clock. And if you're headed out today and this weekend, be aware there's going to potentially be a bit of storms. Meteorologist Tim Studebaker already talking about the possibility of, and some are concerned, of course, because this is the big weekend, 4th of July.
4th of July landed on a Saturday this year.
Oh, of course. It's like that's like the perfect day for it, of course.
I know.
We usually don't have it off, but this year we do.
Yeah, a lot of people have a 3-day weekend too. Yeah. And we don't get to celebrate 4th of July on a Sunday next year because of the dang leap year.
Oh, it's so it
leap year.
skips right to Monday? Better hoop it up this year.
I think we will. Weather-wise, it should be okay for that. We're going to be checking in with Tim. Chance of some showers, though, raining on your 4th of July parade. We're going to check in with him in just a bit. But first, take a look at this. Who thought this would be a good idea? You can buy cell phone cases shaped like a gun. Prosecutors say they are worried police will think it's the real thing, and then you'll have bigger problems than a scratch phone in the end. Why would you do that? Question. My gosh.
I mean, you know.
There are some dumb ideas, and then there are some dumb ideas, that being one of them.
Can you imagine if a police officer
Yeah.
pulled up next to you and you were using your cell phone while you were driving and it just looks like you have a gun pointed straight up to your head?
Yeah, absolutely. That's
Yeah.
right. It would look like you had a gun pointed
Yeah.
to your head. You know, people want attention. I think that's what that boils down to. That's just my opinion. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at what's trending, you guys. Trending over on Yahoo this morning. For the first time in more than 40 years, you can now take pictures during your White House tour. That's right. First Lady Michelle Obama revealed the change yesterday on Instagram. The new rules allow visitors to snap photos as they make their way through the White House. Selfie sticks, video cameras, tripods, tablets, and cameras with removable lenses still remain on the ban list. Trending over on Facebook this morning, it's a new logo, but you might not really even notice the change at first. The 10-year-old logo for Facebook gets a facelift with a brand new typeface. Take a look there. The thinner letters give a little bit more breathing room, if you will, for everything just smaller. The most noticeable difference really comes in the letter A there that you can see. I didn't even notice it this morning. And the square F logo, though, is going to appear the same on the app icon. Trending over on Twitter this morning, hashtag Hillary Clinton's 2016 presidential campaign is proving to be a financial success so far. That's right, it's raised more than $45 million in primary money during the first quarter. Clinton and her team have been raising money for the last month, traveling all over the country. Former Secretary of State personally headlined 58 fundraisers in 18 states in the campaign's first quarter. Turning now to what's trending over on our Facebook page this morning. One Connecticut mom filling out forms for her son's kindergarten class came across a question that gave her a bit of pause. She was asked whether or not she had her child via C-section or vaginally. Jill Kunapak reports.
It isn't anyone's business.
Kara Payek says her little boy is excited to start kindergarten at Aiken Elementary School this fall.
As a first-time child going into the public school system, there was a parent orientation meeting.
She wasn't sure what to expect, but never imagined the mandatory application form they were handed would ask her if she had a C-section or vaginal delivery.
I was stunned to see it on this form, and I couldn't understand the relevance of it.
Was that really anyone's business? Payek asked the head nurse why the school needs to know such private information.
And she basically explained in not so many words that really they're looking for any birth trauma that might have happened. But as most of us know, birth trauma can happen by C-section or vaginal birth, so it still did not click with me.
Payek was told the question had been on the form for years. The superintendent and chair of the school board told her they would look into it. Payek requested to see the old forms under the Freedom of Information Act, but she says she was denied.
Most parents I've spoken to are outraged, and then they are almost outraged at themselves, like, did I fill that out? Did I not even question it? Am I filling forms out blindly?
We reached out to the West Hartford School District. Nancy DePalma, Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum, Instruction, and Assessment, says they're checking with other school districts to see what questions are asked, and added, quote, "It gives us pause to look at this, and we take it under advisement." DePalma says they're reconsidering the question and want to make sure the forms are meaningful and efficient.
I think they need to be reviewed and updated because everything changes. The world changes, children change, education changes.
And that was Jill Kunapak reporting, asking all of you what you think about it. Is the question too personal? Is it justified? Why in the hooty-hoo do you need to tell people how you had your child is what I want to know. Well, Lynn comments on Facebook and said, I wouldn't have answered. It's not their business. I'm going to say right now that I 1,000% agree. Let's look at what's trending. Sam, over to you.
I cannot believe they would even think to ask that. Thanks, Melissa. Well, this summer at Squaw Valley Alpine Meadows, there are a ton of summer activities going on at High Camp. Fox 11's Gianna Georgie is live at the resort with all the details. Hey, Gianna.
All righty, thank you very much for that, Gianna. Well, still ahead, Samantha's back with a look at some hot summer deals you can snag around town. She's got her Boatman's Bargains coming up right after the break. First, though, millions of Americans, of course, will be watching fireworks light up the night sky this weekend. But before you start planning your own celebration, if I can get those words out, we're going to give you some tips on how to stay safe and considerate. Mornings on Fox 11 coming up. Welcome back, everybody. Well, as we all know, fireworks are going to be illuminating the night sky this weekend. But if you're planning your own 4th of July festivities, remember, fireworks here are illegal.
That's right. So make sure that you are just using, if you are, the little things that are, I think it's just snakes are allowed.
I don't even think snakes are legal, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah.
I gotta check.
Sparklers? Sparklers are legal?
Are they?
Okay. We'll check that out as well. But let's just leave it up to the professionals. Karen Kaifa has some reminders as to why.
Over city skylines or after the final pitch, Americans will flock to fireworks displays this weekend. But for those who will light the night at home, the Consumer Product Safety Commission recommends the utmost caution. The CPSC says more than 10,000 fireworks injuries were reported in 2014, about 1/4 due to smaller items like sparklers and bottle rockets. They advise having a bucket of water or hose nearby and lighting fireworks one at a time before moving away quickly, and never try to relight malfunctioning fireworks. And before celebrating, take a moment to think of the nation's veterans, especially those who may suffer from PTSD. Psychologist Barbara Van Dalen is the founder of Give an Hour, an organization that provides free mental health care to returning troops and their families. She says a little awareness can mean a lot.
We want to keep in mind that for our service members, our veterans, our military families, our families of the fallen, fireworks displays, the sounds, the smell, all of those can be difficult.
Van Dalen says family, neighbors, and friends should give a heads up if including fireworks in a celebration and ask if that's okay. That question could spark a much-needed conversation.
It may engage your family or your neighborhood in a conversation that hasn't happened that would be really lovely and valuable on this birthday, where these are the men and women who fight to make sure we have freedom.
To make it a happy and safe holiday for all. For Consumer Watch, I'm Karen Kaifa.
All right, let's toss it over to Samantha Boatman. She's got to look at our latest bargains. Sam, what do we got today?
Good morning to you, Bill. Yeah, we have a lot of great deals to be had out there. Let's begin on Living Social. Today's deal of the day is a 1-hour photo session from Jeremy Lou Photography. Captures precious family moments in a 1-hour photo shoot for only $149. And here's the deal of the day on Groupon.com. Get out and enjoy the great outdoors with a round of golf. For only $45, you'll get 18 holes and a cart for 2 at Eagle Valley Golf Course. You can't beat that. That deal right there is about a 50% savings. If you know of a great deal around town, especially going into the July 4th weekend, if you know of a great place that has good sales on food and barbecue stuff, we'd love to hear from you. Just post those deals on our Fox 11 Facebook page. Bill, over to you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it, Sam. Well, still to come on Mornings on Fox 11. Art Town is officially taking over the biggest little city. We're going to take a look at opening day, take a look back, I should say.
And it was a hot one yesterday for that opening day. 100 the high in Reno. Average high this time of year is 89 degrees. Hot temperatures continue. Plus, we had some of those storms out there yesterday. We're going to take a look at the storm chances and a little bit of a cool down for the weekend that's coming up in a few minutes. Good morning and welcome back. So we're in the same pattern. We've had these hot afternoons and those scattered storms each and every afternoon. Hardest hit a couple of days ago, the Sparks area. Yesterday, that area of the burn scar from the Washington fire will continue to see these scattered storms throughout the next couple of days, especially in the afternoon and evening hours. That's when the chances are highest for any sort of activity like that. 76 in town right now. Cloudy skies reported from the airport, though I think it's pretty much thin cloud cover at this point. Probably still pretty bright out there. Calm winds, 40% humidity at this time. Temperatures across our area now, 80 in Dayton, 78 in Smith Valley. We're at 75 in Yerington, already the 80-degree mark in Fernley, and 70 already at South Lake Tahoe. You can tell it's going to be a hot day because temperatures at 8 o'clock in the morning already on a very warm note out there. Southern Nevada has some moisture right now. We'll continue to see our chances for moisture increase through the day today for some of those scattered to isolated storms. They don't hit a lot of areas at once. They're very small and not covering large geographical areas. However, keep in mind that when they are out there, they hit hard. So we saw that in Sparks a couple of days ago. A lot of rain falls in a very short period of time, and that leads to some flooding issues. That could be the case again today in a few isolated spots. Also looking for lightning, thunder, hail, maybe even gusty winds. Not too much wind out there in general today across the area. However, any of those storms would produce their own brief gusty winds. Upper 90s to near 100 degrees across parts of eastern Nevada today. 103 in Battle Mountain for the high. Still not far from records, not quite setting records, but we're a few degrees away. Starting a cool down, though, as we head into this weekend. Up around Lake Tahoe, look for highs into the 80s there. 84 in Tahoma, 87 today in South Lake Tahoe. And back here in western Nevada, not far from the 100-degree mark, 101 in Dayton for the high today and 99 in Yerington. Up to our north, 90s to near 100 there, too, even 99 in Sutcliffe. So the shores of Pyramid Lake not helping you out much there. It's still going to be hot. 100 in Reno Sparks at the Valley floor today. Today's record in Reno is 105, so we're not quite there. 98 by tomorrow, starting to cool down into the weekend. A little bit closer to average by the time we get to the beginning of next week. The average is right now in the upper 80s to near 90 degrees, so we're getting closer to those numbers. 30 to 40% chances for showers and afternoon thunderstorms as we head through into the weekend, starting to decrease that chance into the beginning of next week. Not far from 90 today at South Lake. Definitely the hottest of the 7-day forecast. We'll begin our cool down into the weekend. Mornings on Fox 11. We'll be back after the break.
And hey, welcome back, everyone. We have a very special guest in studio right now, Avril Gerard. She began acting when she was in 2nd or 3rd grade. She's a North Valleys High School grad from right here in Reno. Now she's landed a role in the new show Lives Less Lived in Hollywood, and she's joining us now to talk about the role and life as a Hollywood actress. Good morning to you, Avril.
Good morning.
So tell us about your role on Lives Less Lived. Say that 10 times fast, right?
I know. Unfortunately, I have not received any information that I am able to give out at this time.
Okay, so it's a secret, that is. So you can't tell us about what role that you've been casted for?
The role I have is a sidekick to the bully.
Okay.
But I have not received any other information.
Okay, and do you know what network the show will air on if the pilot gets picked up?
Unfortunately, I do not.
Okay.
It just depends who wants to pick it up.
Yeah, you're just keeping your fingers crossed, right? And what happens if it does pick up? Will you just get a phone call saying, hey, your show's been picked up?
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting stuff. And what challenges have you faced and what struggles have you faced with this whole thing? I know there's a lot of ups and downs in the world of acting, and right now it seems like you're up on the mountain, but I can imagine there's been some valleys too. What has it been like?
It's definitely been a hard road. I mean, it can take years of trying and sometimes there will be nothing for years.
Yeah.
And then you'll want to give up at that time, but you know, there will be haters, of course.
Yeah.
The more you get into it, and also it can just be a struggle finding the right connections.
Yeah. Well, you have to be strong, and it seems like you have that. Yeah, you have that strength and confidence. And who's your favorite actor, actress, and what famous quotes do you like?
I do have one quote off the top of my head.
Okay.
It was said by Johnny Depp.
Okay. Love Johnny Depp, by the way.
The quote is, "With any part you play, there is a certain amount of yourself in it. There has to be.
There has to be, yeah.
Otherwise, it's just not acting, it's lying."
Yeah, I like that. You have to put a little bit of yourself in that character that you play. And very quickly here, before we go, Avril, what advice do you have to other people? I guess we're running out of time. I'm sorry, I can't ask that question, but we'll be posting this this interview on our Facebook page. Avril, thank you so much.
And welcome back. I'm Melissa Carlson. Your time now is 8:28. We're joining you live from mornings on Fox 11 with your News 4 update. 4th of July is a fun time to celebrate, of course, your family and your friends. But remember, if you decide to drink, do not get behind the wheel. The Sparks Police Department, along with the Nevada law enforcement agencies from throughout our area, are going to be looking for impaired drivers around the holiday and throughout the rest of the month as well. They say the campaign is going to hopefully discourage people from drinking and driving. A new report says that Nevada has seen an increase of 4% in traffic-related fatalities compared to the same time last year. Sparks Police say that they want to reach a goal of 0 fatalities and would like everyone to follow the guidelines there on your screen. Of course, if you need a ride, call a taxi. I guarantee you that that $20 that you spend on a taxi is well worth it. Meteorologist Tim Studebaker joins us now with a look at your forecast. Hi, Tim.
Good morning to you. Still a hot day again today. We got a couple of more hot ones here to go before our slight cool down begins for the weekend. By slight cool down, I mean the lower 90s by the time we get to Sunday. We're also looking for some isolated storms later on today. Not much activity out there right now for our viewing area. There is, though, some moisture down across southern Nevada. We're continuing to watch for those isolated storms again today. Downpours could be associated with those 80s and 70s so far to start the day. And we're looking for a hot one again later today. 100 the high in Reno Sparks.
Yesterday marked the opening of the 20th edition of Art Town. We're going to bring you all the highlights from day one.
Plus 70,000 more local seniors are getting a chance to eat healthy this summer. Find out how coming up.
And also still to come this morning, Marriage Equality Act is being celebrated by same-sex couples nationwide. And we'll tell you what other groups are looking to get included.
You're watching Mornings on Fox 11, connecting Northern Nevada.
And hey, good Thursday morning, everyone. Last half hour here, Mornings on Fox 11. A lot of people have the day off tomorrow, so congratulations if you get a 3-day weekend. We'll all be here on your Friday, but it's nice to have 4th of July fall on a Saturday. That way, you know, you get to enjoy it with family and kind of make a weekend out of it, a weekend celebration.
Oh, Lake Tahoe is going to be busy. And just a reminder, we were talking about fireworks a little earlier in the show.
Yeah.
They're all illegal. The snakes, sparklers, although it is legal to buy them in some places, the sparklers, the small sparklers, you may have seen them in some of the stores, it is still illegal to possess them or, of course, light them. So please, no fireworks, and I know we say it every year about this time, and it's very cliche and very cheesy, but leave it up to the professionals.
I like how you say that. And also, too, the past couple of years or so, the family has moved away to Texas, but I've sat down with a family, military family, and they say, you know what, it's very stressful for us during the 4th of July. We love celebrating the 4th of July, but some of our neighbors, you know, break the law, do some fireworks, and it's really stressful for them because the sound of the fireworks can trigger things.
Yeah.
And so so just be mindful, especially of your neighbors, and just obey the law, and like Bill said, leave it.
It is just so dry out there. I mean, we shouldn't even have to say anything.
And there's some great offerings up for fireworks in our area also that you can go watch them for free, enjoy the view, and head back home and stay.
All righty, we're going to be having your forecast for this 4th of July weekend with Tim in just a couple minutes. But we begin this morning with one of the highlights of the year for the biggest little city, Art Town. Of course, it runs all month long, filling downtown Reno with music, dance, and lots of entertainment. Fox 11's Alex Canito has a wrap-up of day one.
We love Art Town!
Throughout the month of July, the Downtown Riverwalk will be transformed into Reno's most diverse performance stage.
We have theater, art, we have music, we have dance, we have poetry, we have Wild Mustang Museum and exhibits. So we have something for everyone. If you can't find something during Art Town, you're not looking.
But there's more to the month-long event than gathering talented artists. Without volunteers and sponsors, Art Town wouldn't be possible.
It's essential to volunteer your time. We have a group of kids that are learning leadership roles in the community by volunteering. And it's so wonderful. It's the model that we like to use for Art Town and volunteering.
BOGO Street Team is a Kids Helping Kids volunteer organization. And members like Nikki Beadle say it's so important to not only give back to the community, but to help her peers as well.
I feel like it's important to teach even the younger kids like how important it is to give back to the community, just because I feel like most kids, you know, they come and enjoy the festival, but we need people on the other side helping to make it possible to put on Art Town.
So if you're looking for something the whole family can enjoy this summer, Art Town is the place to be.
You know, coming down, I actually led the parade. The spirit, the community aspect is so wonderful, and I'm so proud to be a part of Art Town.
And as are we. That was Alex Canito reporting this morning. If you were unable to donate your time this summer, but you'd like to keep Art Town events free for the public for the most part, you can take part in the program. It's called Donate 3 to Keep Art Town Free campaign. All you have to do is donate $3 at any Art Town event this month. If you'd like a full list of this year's events, just head to our website. We've got it there for you, foxreno.com.
Well,
there are things called websites.
A website? Yeah, that's a new one. Happening today, Northern Nevada Medical Center is hosting a community health fair. It is a chance to receive free or low-cost preventative health screenings and education. The fair takes place from 7:30 to 11 this morning, so it began about an hour ago. It's all happening in the hospital's main lobby. Blood pressure, body fat screenings, and Ask a Nurse consultations are free. Several other tests are being offered at a reduced cost. NNMC is located at 2375 East Prater Way in Sparks.
Well, local senior citizens are getting a new way to stay healthy this summer. Washoe County and Catholic Charities of Northern Nevada are teaming up in a new senior nutrition partnership. The county serves more than 335,000 meals per year to seniors through the home-delivered Meals on Wheels program, partnering with Catholic Charities, will allow the two groups to serve an extra 70,000 meals, with some new additions as well.
There's a new energy. There is a new menu, which our seniors absolutely love. We're adding salads, new menu entrees, which adds variety to our menu options, and the seniors really enjoy that.
Now, a hot meal or fresh salad is provided Mondays through Fridays at 10 senior meal locations.
We have some public transportation changes you might want to be aware of going into this weekend. RTC transit services will be running on a Sunday schedule this Independence Day. So tomorrow, the RTC Sierra Spirit will continue to operate on its regular schedule as it does on all holidays. Passenger services will be closed, though, on July 4th. For more information about routes and schedules, you can find a link on our website at foxreno.com. And the fun continues in Virginia City with 4th of July on the Comstock. It begins with the 4th of July parade at noon on Saturday and continues throughout the day. The V&T Railroad will be running 35-minute trips to Gold Hill with train and a lunch option. Plus, local restaurants and saloons will be offering food and drink specials. There will also be 2 Comstock Cowboys Second Amendment concerts at 6 and 7:45 p.m. in the parking lot next to the Bucket of Blood Saloon before the big fireworks display after dark in Miners Park. And a reminder, all drinks, including alcohol, must be in plastic cups.
Well, signs on the doors of the Siena Casino downtown indicate that gaming operations there have ceased. Last May, the property's owner announced that they were entering into an agreement to sell the property. That sale was expected to occur sometime this summer. However, the Washoe County Assessor's Office confirms no sale has been recorded as of yet. Grand Siena LLC is being very tight-lipped about the identity of the new owners. The corporation is also not giving many details about future plans. The earlier news release says that there could be a partnership with an internationally recognized hotel and brand resort. One thing is clear, some guests were caught off guard by the sign.
So I've been coming here for a while, and I'm very surprised it's closed right now because we come here for gambling, eating, whatever.
Did you know their casino part was closed?
Did not know. It doesn't really matter. I got a pretty good deal online for them, and we drove here so we can.
Good to know. Yeah.
The property's owner also says a multi-million-dollar renovation of the Siena could be in the future.
Coming up next, do you think the schools are going too far taking personal information they request from students that you fill out? One mom is fighting back for her privacy.
Nothing like an open mic.
Funny thing, when you don't know the microphone is open, and it is, the universe converges at that point, and you say the most inappropriate things or embarrassing things possible. But when the microphone is off, that just doesn't happen.
There you go.
Strange convergence that happens there.
It can be one of those.
That's called Murphy's Law.
Yeah.
You say the wisest things, and then your open mic is off.
I didn't say anything though. I just had people talking behind me.
Yeah.
Oh, we knew you was talking.
Oh.
We could see you.
I was talking?
No. We could see you not talking.
Oh yeah, I just had this look on my face.
Yeah, the universe is never looking when you do something really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For me, when I really have a good comeback, it's usually like 5 minutes after.
Yeah.
That comeback was considered smart.
You have to think about it for a while, right?
Yeah.
I've done that many times. After I said something or I write something, then I look at it as if I should have done this. After it's too late.
And welcome back. Here's a live look outside to get you started on this Thursday. Current temperature right now is 76 degrees in Reno. Turning now to what's trending over on our Facebook page. When Kara Polk, a mother in Connecticut, was filling out forms for her son's kindergarten class, she was stunned when it asked her if her child was born via C or vaginally. The school defended the question by telling her that they were looking for any birth trauma that might have occurred. But she says she didn't think that it was scientifically sound reasoning to be asking that question, and she asked them to remove it. Well, the school's assistant superintendent says that they're reconsidering the question and want to make sure the forms are meaningful and efficient. Asking your Google Plusers, do you think that you need to know about that? And just as a school, a public school, by the way, have the right to ask that question? I guess they can ask it. The answer is maybe, should you answer it? Starting off first, Kempton, what do you think about this question and whether or not this has anything to do with birth trauma?
Well, thanks for coming to me first, Melissa. So I think this question is so inappropriate for so many different reasons. The intention may be good, but the school board should have asked totally different questions or approach it differently. Do the kids need help, or is there maybe asking a direct question would be a lot better than asking about that, which leads to another question and another question before they get something useful to help the kids.
What's crazy is that this question has been on this forum for a while, and that people are just now starting to realize. In the piece that we saw earlier, the mom was saying that she's hearing from moms who are saying, that question was on there? I answered that? Like they didn't even notice it. Steve, do you think that question should be on there?
I think it's kind of an inappropriate question. I mean, if the school wanted to know that information and wanted to say, it's like, okay, we have a study, going on. Okay, that kind of explains it and, gives us a legitimate reason. But otherwise, there's no reason for that to be there.
Absolutely. Glenn, what do you think?
Well, first, I would start by asking them a few questions. What B-rated horror movie am I in that you're asking inappropriate questions? Are you performing experiments on these kids behind the scenes that we don't know about? How about how does it feel like going through life without an inappropriate meter? How does it feel walking into a room and setting off everybody's creepometer? I would like to know that. At least you didn't ask me what position a child was conceived in, for God's sakes. You don't need to know this. And parents, when you see a question like this, by the way, you're supposed to be reading all of this, you have the right to say no. And then do what this woman did. Raise a big fuss. Because these people will get away with it as long as we allow them to get away with it.
We would love to hear what you have to say. You can post your comments on Facebook. By the way, we do have a few. Tony, what do we have on Facebook?
Stephen writes in and says, she should have put, he doesn't remember as the answer. And Lynn says, I wouldn't have answered. It's not their business. And if you think my child has a problem, I'll take them to their pediatrician because it's not up to the school to diagnose my child with anything.
Yeah, as long as you don't have doctor ahead of your name, you really don't need to know, in my opinion. And we'd love to hear what you have to say. Go ahead and post your comments on our Facebook page. No doubt the conversation is going to continue on this one. Sam?
All right, Melissa, thank you. Well, if you thought the Marriage Equality Act was only getting the attention of one group of people, think again. The new development that may have gone unforeseen. We'll be back.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see what kind of mad scientists are in some room back there experimenting. I can't
Yeah.
imagine why.
Okay, I will not be here tomorrow.
Okay.